Okay, if you want to copy it.
Right, here we go. Mute all.
Gotcha.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's day 3 already. I don't know where this week has gone. So as always, hop into the comments, say hi and where you are tuning in from. We got a jam-packed session today, and what I would say is I'm going to say 30% kind of just going over some stuff from the slides. A lot of it is going to be showing you how things need to be done. What Nancy and I felt it would be more impactful to all of you if we actually showed you on a live demonstration what we do as far as our content repurposing and scheduling system, how we do things on the back end, because people see on the front end how we do things, meaning you're seeing our stuff on social media, but a lot of people don't know what's going on behind the curtain. And we felt like it would be really impactful if we actually showed all of you guys what we do behind the scenes, which is what you all can do behind the scenes. So as you guys jump on, keep popping into the chat, hi, and where you're tuning in from, but also just for those that did your video, for those of you that did your video, drop a Y or a yes if you did, or an N or a no if you didn't. And this is not shaming, just, we want to know who did and who did not. Good to see all the yeses. Now, if you didn't, that's okay, because you have plenty of time to do that. For those that did, type in the chat, how did it feel to take that zone of genius that you have inside of you and throw it up on video? Type a feeling in the chat box. How did it feel to get that done? Felt weird, nervous. Yep. Weird. Yeah. Oh, it definitely feels icky and weird when you first start doing videos, because you're like, what am I doing here? Because you're staring right back at yourself. Overwhelmed. Yep. Empowered, but a battle with inner critic. Yeah. And I think that's a great point right there, because I think the person who is the harshest critic is the one that stares back us in the mirror each day. Because, again, in societally, we're striving for, perfection in the sense, we don't want to flub, we don't want to make a mistake, but there's something called human error. And I think there's something very vulnerable, and almost very kind when someone is just being a regular everyday human that's not perfect. They're going to make mistakes. So, again, we wanted to take you through this workflow because this is exactly what Nancy and I do each and every week. And we really want you now to start to harness all of this together, right? In night number 1, we went over understanding your content buckets. Night number 2, last night, we went over, leading with pillar content. And again, the 3 types of pillar content: video, blogs, and podcasts. But we focused on video because, again, that's obviously, we're not going to have you guys start a podcast in 24 hours and then start repurposing your content. That just wouldn't make any sense. We have plenty of time for that. We wanted to give you something that you can dive right into, and that's video. And what we're going to be doing today is 2 different things. Number 1 is showing you how to repurpose your content using otter.ai, and then how you can take all of that content and you can break it down into multiple pieces of content. So if everybody is clear on what we've done so far and what we're doing tonight, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Now, just as a reminder, we're going to be announcing 4 more winners at the end of tonight's session, 2 homework and 2 social media winners. You have another opportunity tomorrow to win 4 more prizes. We're going to be there's going to be another accountability assignment tonight for tomorrow by 7:30. And also we're giving away 2 more social media prizes. So anyone that wants to take a screenshot at any point during this training, and you throw it up on any social media platform of your choice and just tag myself or Nancy or both of us, that will obviously qualify you to win one of those 2 prizes. The replay emails will be going out as always. Also, the 3 reminder emails tomorrow night will be going out. And tomorrow night's going to be awesome just because we're going to be putting a bow on this week by allowing all of you to ask us any and all questions that you have from anything that we've covered in the workshop this week. Plus, Nancy is going to be giving you a live demonstration of one of her most favorite things that she has discovered, which is ChatGPT, and the things that she's figured out you can use ChatGPT for actually blows my mind. I'm not going to let you into anything of what she's going to show you, but it's very creative. It's very fun. And Nancy will tell you, not speaking for her, but it really gives you the opportunity to not have any excuses anymore of trying to figure out what content you need to create or topics. I mean, there's so many opportunities of what you can do with ChatGPT. So if you do attend live tomorrow, we will be doing a live demonstration along with answering all of your questions. So Nance, anything to tack on before we dive in?
Nope.
Okay. So we have a lot to cram in tonight. So we're going to start with the slides. Nancy's going to do a little bit of teaching, and then we're going to be bouncing back and forth. I'm going to be sharing a couple different screens to kind of take you guys through the process of recording a video, proper video etiquette, just giving you guys some tips on that as you start doing it, utilizing otter.ai at the very same time, and then starting to repurpose that content to give you guys some ideas in regards to your accountability assignment tonight, what you can start doing to repurpose that content. And, you know, the one thing that you should all take comfort in is much like what I said last night, you don't have to create different content each day. You can pick a theme for the week. And that's what I do. I pick a theme for the week and I create 3 to 5 different pieces that revolve around that same topic. And, you know, people may say, well, aren't people going to notice that it's like the same thing you're talking about? Well, that's actually good. That's called brand visibility and brand recognition. But also, you have to understand that there's people that take in content in different ways, just like we have different tastes of food, right? So there's people that prefer to engage in video content. So you'll have a steady stream of connections that really enjoy your video content. Then you're going to have the people that love reading your short, quick little infograph tip posts. You'll have people that want to engage in your poll questions, or you may have people that like reading longer form stuff. Maybe they prefer reading long blogs and long articles, which again, the purpose of repurposing that video is to be able to create that longer form piece of content, which we can also show you how to do as well. So if you guys are ready to dive in, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. And also just remember, the replays of all 4 nights will be available until this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern for all of you to dive back into and splurge all you want and watch as many times through as you need to. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to make sure I have the right one up. I do. And I'm going to turn it over to Nancy so we can dive into day number 3. I'm just going to hide the video panel real quick. And then as always, can you guys just drop into the chat that you can see our screen clearly? Just drop a Y or a yes if you could. Awesome. I see the comments coming in. Beautiful. Okay. All right, my beautiful counterpart. It's on you now.
Yeah, and I was just curious tonight, are we going to see the pancake video through? Is that
No,
what we're repurposing? Or
you know, and not to disappoint. I was gonna do the pancake video, but I actually wanted to create a video that I can actually use. So that was kind of on brand because, well, again, yeah, I mean, because I'm actually going to do something with the video. So, you know, you guys heard it last night. You can go back and watch it again. That was my pancake video, but I did a real, actually, like branded video for everyone tonight.
Awesome. Well, you guys will get to see that. So yes, today we're digging into, oh, somebody drawn on our screen. So today we're digging into how to actually now take that video and break it down into different pieces and then obviously schedule it, right? We want to make this process streamlined, smooth, and we want to basically take and get the most out of that pillar piece of content that you created. Okay. So all the people who did their videos, which high five, because honestly, for me, doing video was probably the scariest thing ever for me. And now, you know, obviously years later, I've got like 2 YouTube channels and I'm like ready to roll, but it is like going to the gym. The more you do it, you know, the more comfortable you get with it. And I know someone posted earlier, you know, on here that they did it about 5 times. I still sometimes when I do training videos, in fact, I was shooting about like 3 different training videos today. And I finally get to the point where I'm like, I am not shooting this like 5 times anymore. I'm just going to shoot it once straight through. If I mess up, it's okay. And just like Scott said, if you mess up, it makes you human, right? Be able to laugh at yourself. Okay. Like even in the training, I was like, yeah. And I kind of like lost track of my thought. And I was like, okay, we're going to jump back, you know, and I just totally brought it back in, but just know that you don't have to be perfect. But just so proud of you guys that actually did it, and got it done. So again, to show you kind of the structure of this and how it all works, right? We've got different pieces of pillar content that we can create. For this training, we're focusing on video. So you guys are going to actually see Scott take his video and break it down into step 2, which is the micro pieces of content. Oh, and I thought I fixed that. And then step 3, which is scheduling that content, right? We need to get it out there into the world. All right. So boop, boop. All right. Okay. So anyway, so again, for everyone who did your homework, now, if you didn't do your homework yesterday, the 2 to 5 minute video, you can do it, right? You can still do it between now and tomorrow evening. So there's nothing saying that just because you didn't do it the other night doesn't mean you can't. So you absolutely can still do that and follow this process. And now, so again, I'm going to get to a couple more slides and then Scott's actually going to do a little share screen. But I want you to know that if you did your video, you already can share it to multiple platforms. Okay. Already as the video, you can share it to YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, right? You know, I think LinkedIn, it's up to 10 minutes. It's up to 15 minutes now.
So you can pre-record longer form content on LinkedIn now. If you are pre-recording a video via the mobile app, so talking about your phone and then uploading it to the LinkedIn app on your phone, it's max 10 minutes, but they recently changed the parameters for the desktop, which is the computer version. So you can go up to 15 minutes now for video content done through Zoom and then posted directly to LinkedIn on the platform that way. So 10 minutes for mobile, 15 minutes for desktop.
Yeah. So keep in mind, again, you can do lots of different things with this video. Okay. So make sure that you save those videos. I know we talked about it the other day. We touched a little bit about storage. So make sure that you actually have a way to save those videos, whether it be Dropbox or Google Drive, right? Google Drive is a very easy one. And actually someone mentioned it the other day. There's a lot of free storage that they offer in your Drive until you actually have to pay. And I think I pay like $12 a month and I've got like a ton of storage. But anyway, you can actually find Google Drive if you're in your Gmail account. You just click the little dots in the top right corner and then you can access your Drive there. So anyway, so moving on. All right. So after we have our video, okay, we move to step 2, which is to transcribe that video. Okay. For anyone who's joining us tonight, who did not join us the other night, this is such a cool process, right? Because we can now take that video and we can use otter.ai, right? Scott did a little demo yesterday. We'll kind of do it again today. We're going to hit the, play and then the record button. And then we're going to pump out a little written version of what it is that we did in the video. Okay. So yeah, so let's dive in and we'll actually show you a real-time, real-life example.
Let me exit screen here. All right, so bear with me, everybody. Okay, let me just pivot over here. Okay, so I have Otter up right now. So can everyone see my Otter screen? Just drop a Y or a yes in the chat if you can. Okay, so I pre-recorded a video right here, and it's only about 3 minutes. So drop a number 1 in the chat if it's okay if I play it for you, just because I'm going to show you the process of what I do. So what I typically do is I'll pre-record my video. Okay.
Make it smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Oh, there you go. All right, Nance. There you go. Listen, always course correcting. I love it. So it's a 3-minute video. It's not on Pancakes, unfortunately. But I'll do that a separate time for all of you. And I have Otter right here in the background. Now, the key is to first start otter.ai, because again, the good thing is Otter only transcribes what it hears. So you can hit record and you could like walk away for an hour and it's not going to have anything there because you're not talking. So the key is start Otter first and then play your video second. So if everybody is with me so far, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Okay. So, and again, I stayed within the parameters, right, of that 2 to 5 minute window. This is 3 minutes, and I'm giving 3 tips. And it's a very basic video. It's 3 tips on what you need to do to get started on LinkedIn. Surprise, surprise. So I'm going to hit record first on Otter, and you'll see it running in the background. And then I'm going to hit play on the video so you guys can then see Otter transcribing the video as it goes.
I was going to say, make sure because you hit record, it's going to hide it. So just make sure you slide it so you can still.
All right, I'll slide it right there. Hi there, Scott Aaron here, and I just wanted to talk about 3 important ways to leverage LinkedIn to build your business. It is very known that LinkedIn possesses great power in building your network and establishing credibility and rapport, but also it's a powerful tool to get brand visibility. And what I wanted to talk about today were 3 of the best practices of how to properly leverage LinkedIn. The first thing that you want to do is making sure that you have fully optimized your LinkedIn profile and every section that's involved in your LinkedIn profile. Having a proper headshot, making sure that your about section is filled out properly, all of the experiences that you've had in regards to work and business, and making sure that you have the right keywords that are embedded within your profile so you're easily to be found when people search. The second thing that you're going to want to do is establishing the best type of connections to invite to your network. So there's 2 types of connections that you want to have on LinkedIn. The first type of connection is what I call an ideal client. This is someone that is best suited for your products, your goods, your services, your courses, and your programs. The second type of connection that you want to have is something that I call a power partner. A power partner is someone that you can network with, that you can collaborate with, that you can get introductions and referrals from. So every single one of your connections needs to be value added in some way, shape, or form. My final tip in how to best leverage LinkedIn is to provide value added content at least 3 days a week on the platform. So this can be in the form of a general post, a video, a poll question, even a newsletter article. Just as long as you're providing value where it's leaving that person better, you're giving them value added tips, information and education on what they can do to better themselves and their business, that is the type of content that you want to produce. So in review, make sure that you optimize your profile, you build the right type of network, and you provide the right kind of value-added content. I hope you found this helpful. Comment below what your biggest takeaway was, and I'll talk to you next time. Okay. So that is that in a nutshell. Is if everybody is clear on that whole process, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. And I think Nancy wants to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just keep in mind too, you'll see here on the screen that the note is processing. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, right, to fully just kind of process everything and digest. And, so don't think like, oh, it didn't even work, whatever. Just give it a minute and it'll actually say note is ready when it's done. So we're going to show you that in just a second.
Yep. So again, now at this point, I have my video content. And again, that video can be posted on LinkedIn. It can be posted into a Facebook group, a Facebook business page. It can be posted to YouTube, anywhere you want. And the great thing is now I have that note processing. That's going to give me my longer form content. Now, what I will say is this. You saw it transcribed. But from a punctuation standpoint, you may have to go back in and add in commas or paragraph breaks or indentations. So you have to understand that it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to transcribe almost exactly what it hears, but you have to put those punctuations in there. So if that makes sense, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. I just want to make sure everybody is clear on that. You're not going to just copy all of it and then just throw it into a post. You got to do some editing. But, for me, I can talk faster than I can type. So, and you heard in that video, I really slowed my speech because I didn't want to say or make some sort of filler noises. I really wanted to slow down my talk. So when it was transcribing, it actually transcribed into an exact type of long form post. So again, the first thing that you want to do, you record that video and you have Otter running in the background. Now I'm going to jump on here really quickly and let me see if this is okay. So now this is ready to export. So you can see, you can have background noise. It's not going to like put like a bell noise or something in there. It's not going to do anything like that. Let me just do this. Okay. So you can see right here, it's done. It's transcribed. And that's all of it right here. And that's how long it is. It's just like this. Now, what you can do is you can hit the three little dots on the right-hand side and you just hit export. So I'm just going to hit the export button and you have a couple different file choices. So clipboard, TXT, document, PDF, SRT. I leave it as a document, but people like to do.
Is that the paid version?
Oh yeah, I have the paid version. So the free version is a TXT file, which is the same thing. It just comes in just like
looks a little ugly.
Yeah, but you just have to copy and paste it. So just for example purposes, I'm going to export it as a TXT file, and you can see it's downloading right here. So when I open it up, it's going to open up in my notes. And it looks kind of, junkety, but this is a TXT file right here. So again, you can take this and then you can actually copy this. And if you wanted to put it into Microsoft Word after, yep, you could do that. So I'm just going to copy it. And then if I wanted to go into Microsoft Word, if I have it here, no, it's not there. Where's Launchpad? Yeah. Microsoft Word. I'm going to, and again, you can use Google. You can even just go right into whatever you want to use, but this is what the TXT file is going to look like. You just have to make sure that you copy it first. You can paste it into your notes if you use a Mac or just whatever document source that you want to use within your computer. So if everybody is clear on that process, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. So I'm just going to click on blank document. I'm just going to click paste.
I was gonna say, mine just took forever to update, so you might not be able to.
Oh, well, I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that. It's my other computer.
Use
So
pages, just it's right there.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or I can use notes. And again, this is just waiting for technology at this point. So I'm actually just going to blow right past this. So here's what you can do. So as an example, I can actually go onto LinkedIn. And this is what I typically do. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah, it's just the pages hasn't even opened
Yeah,
yet.
I'm not even
Yeah.
opening. I am just I'm gonna go right past. I'm not even gonna use
Put
pages.
the kiboshi on that.
Yep. So say I wanted to now convert that into a longer form piece of content. What I can do is I can click write article, and I'm just going to click next. And then what I can do is I can click right here. I can paste it. And now there is all of my content. Now, again, I would have to go back and I would have to space things out. But again, you've cut down so much time for yourself. Now you've taken that video, you transcribed it into a LinkedIn newsletter article, and then all you have to do is press publish and you're done.
Yeah, and what I'll tell you guys, because obviously I'm going to do a little tutorial on ChatGPT, but I mentioned it the other day, a really cool way to use AI, ChatGPT, is to actually copy, just like Scott just did, and go into ChatGPT, and in the prompt bar, you actually type in, format this transcription into an engaging blog, right? Or an engaging article.
And we'll show you that tomorrow night.
Yep. And we'll show you tomorrow night. And you basically just put a quote, you paste this, and then you end quote. And I think it even separates the paragraphs and everything, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can even put do it in third person, do it in first person. But yeah, there's some pretty neat things you can do. And that saves you some time having to go back and format it as well.
Yep. And with any article on LinkedIn, you can add images. So if you click here, you can add an image, you can add a video, you can do slides, links, snippets, cover photo. Yeah, you're going to do all that. So again, just to kind of show you what the finished product would look like from one of my previous articles, just to kind of show you.
Yeah. And while he's pulling that up, I do want to note that you currently can't schedule articles or newsletters, but what you can do is you can queue it up. And what I mean by that is you can actually copy, paste, you put everything in there and you just save it as a draft. That's it.
It automatically saves as a draft, which I'll show you guys in a second, that what I already posted in there is now saved as a draft. So this is the finished product. 3 ways to reduce the number of spam messages you receive on LinkedIn. And here's my content. So this is from a video that I did that was then transcribed, and then I reformatted it into a longer form article. So if everybody is clear on that so far, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. So again, you've done your video, you've transcribed it through Otter, and now you have a video, and now you even have a long form LinkedIn article. Now, to Nancy's point, if I want to go back and edit that previous one that I did, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here on the left-hand side where it says publishing menu. So if you guys can see that, just drop a number 1 in the chat box. If you can see where it says publishing menu, good.
And you didn't have to save it, right? You just X'd out of it.
Automatically. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on drafts, and you're going to see right here, the first one, it says modified. So I can click on the first one that's right there, and now you'll see all of my content is already there from before. Now, if you see right here, it says saved. So as soon as you start typing, it actually is saving as you're doing it. So to Nancy's point, if you want to batch out a bunch of LinkedIn articles because you've done a bunch of videos, just leave them in saved mode, and then you can just hit the publish button on each one, in consecutive weeks, because you want to do about 1 article a week. So you can just leave them in draft mode, go back in on the day that you want to publish a certain one, hit publish, and you're done. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Awesome. Now, let me just go back out here really quickly. And again, if you start a newsletter on LinkedIn, that's a great way to grow your network because it pushes it out to, I think I have close to 7,000 subscribers on my LinkedIn newsletter at this point. So you do get a very, very nice audience with that.
I was going to say, as soon as I created my LinkedIn newsletter, which Scott has a lot of really cool tutorials on that, within what, like 4 months, I had over 2,000 subscribers.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So again, that is just one thing that you can do. Now, something else that I can do. Can you please review the last point? Well, we're going to have to do that on the Q&A. So now you have your video, you've transcribed it through Otter. You have your Otter document, which you can then convert into either a Pages document or a Microsoft Word document. And now you're actually repurposing that into a long form blog or newsletter article. So if everybody is clear so far, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, what I can do at this point is I can go a little bit further. Now, how many of you just type a number 1 if you do and a number 2 if you don't? Type a number 1 if you use a content scheduler, and type a number 2 if you don't use a scheduler. You're kind of just doing it by hand. Okay. So we have some 1s, we have a bunch of 2s. Okay. So where this kind of all comes together is at a certain point in business, you want to work smarter and not harder. Now, there are certain things that you have to produce what we call in real time that you can't pre-schedule, like a LinkedIn newsletter, but general posts, graphics, images, infographics, that can all be pre-scheduled. So that's what we end up doing. So we actually have our own content posting scheduler called BYOB Social, which I'm going to actually show you it right now. So this is my workspace. So we have something called BYOB Social. Thank you, Rochelle. She says it's life altering. So what you can then do is you can go into your BYOB. So if anyone has heard of Hootsuite or Buffer or Sprout Social or any of those, we actually created our own with a developer, and it's multifunctional. So it's not just a content scheduler. You can actually create images and graphics, almost like Canva. And again, it's got a lot of integrations. It's got a search engine, which I'm going to show you. So what I typically do at this point is I'm going to go create a post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the right-hand side and I'm going to hit this button where it says create a post. So if everyone can see that, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Now, we batch out all of our content 1 day a week. So we typically spend Sunday for about an hour and we'll batch out a bunch of our content and we'll pre-schedule all of our stuff. So we can basically focus on tasks at hand and business and everything that we need to do.
I was like, I don't know about you, but I actually do it once a month. Scott's doing it.
I theme my stuff out
a week
because I have different themes each week. So people can do it a month at a time. You can go. So if everyone can see this, because someone said they couldn't, if you guys can see where I'm circling right here, where it says create a post, drop a Y or a yes. If you can see where I'm, okay, perfect. Beautiful. Now, so what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to hit create post. Now, this takes us into where if I wanted to click and drag an image or upload a photo or a GIF or a video. So again, I could upload that video that I did right into here, and then I can schedule that out onto LinkedIn. I can schedule it out to my Facebook group, my Facebook business page. So that's also something you can do. But what I'm going to do is because I'm a creative type of person, so I like to create my own images. So what I'm going to, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create an image right here. Now, when I hit create image, This is where it's almost like a Canva-esque integration. So has anyone heard of Canva? Drop a Y or a yes or an N or a no. That doesn't matter. So yes, 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 yes. Awesome. So within our posting scheduling platform, there's actually a Canva-like integration where you can actually, if you have your own branded colors, and color palettes, you can actually bring in branded content, and it's under styles. So if you click on styles, then you can actually hit create, and then you can put in your style type. So Nancy's going to do that now. She's going to
I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm not going to put all this stuff in there, but you can basically save it to your workspace. You can pick out different fonts that you want to use. You can upload different fonts from off of the platform.
Color
then
palettes.
you can add all your different colors. And then you basically add it and it would be, right in your account for every single time you need to use it.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that, I'm just going to kind of do something really basic. So remember, just as a reminder, just so I'm testing you guys, what was my video on? So if you remember, what was my video on? So if you remember, not pancakes, that was yesterday. What was my video tonight on? 3 topics on LinkedIn. Yep. So 3 LinkedIn tips. So it's the 3 basic ways to get started on LinkedIn. So what I did was I clicked right here where it said text. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a text. So I'm going to put 3 tips to get started on LinkedIn.
And you can change the font.
I can shrink this down. So if I want to click right here, yep. So I can switch the font style. So if I want to switch it to this, I can stretch it out so it's more along on that line. I can obviously make sure that it's straight. So I can change the color. So if I want to go more of, where is the color?
Oh, I'm sorry, right there. Wait, go back. Sorry, we're like moving the one thing around. Yeah, you just click on the color.
So I'm going to do like more of a blue because it's obviously LinkedIn. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do infograph style, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on objects, and I like using arrows. So I'm actually going to click on this arrow right here. Obviously, I'm going to shrink that down, and I'm going to make it more bite size. So I'm going to click right here. And the cool thing is I can click on this. And if I want, so I don't have to add another one, I can actually duplicate this by clicking the little pages right here. So I'm going to click that once, click it twice. And now I have my equal sized arrows that represent my 3 points of what I went over in that video. So if everybody is clear so far with what I just did, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. And again, this is, you can go in there, you can sit down, and if you have all your content ready, you can batch everything out, but I'm giving you a live demonstration of what I typically do. Awesome. So I'm then going to go back to text, and I'm going to add a text box here. I'm going to add a text box here, and I'm going to add a final text box here, because I had 3 tips, right? So the first tip, optimize your profile, build your ideal network, post value added content 3 times per week. And I'm just going to shrink that down so it fits.
You're gonna make that font different, right? Please.
No, I'm
like from a design
no.
standpoint.
This is an example.
I know.
So if everybody is clear on that so far, drop a Y or a yes in the Nancy. Okay. So now I've gone in. So again, this is where obviously this platform that we have is just so unique and fun, because you don't just have to use what is given. You can actually go in and create your own stuff. So then I have some options. I can download this and use it later, or I can just click this blue button over here that says use, right? So I can click right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that scheduled. So I'm going to click use. And then what it's going to do, it's going to take me back to the original part that I was just at before I hit create. But what it's going to do, it's going to actually have this image instead. And then depending upon the social platform that I want to use it on. So with our platform, I can actually post this to up to 7 different platforms. So I can put this to my LinkedIn personal. I can have this go out on my Instagram business. I can have this go out to my multiple Facebook groups and my Facebook business page like that. So I can have the same content going out or different content going out
Google
there.
My Business,
Google My
Twitter,
Business.
Pinterest.
So
Yeah.
what I can do here, and then again, I can add a different channel if I wanted to put something else out there. But what I can also do is now I can type in a message. So if you want the image to go out with some content, I can put a heading, 3 tips.
Yeah, it does Facebook business page as well. So Facebook business page and groups.
Right. So again,
yeah, Lori, there's a way. So you can actually even do reels and stuff, but you have to have the mobile app, which the mobile app is for iPhone. It's iOS. Yeah. So it's only for iOS right now. They're still working on Android.
Yep. So again, then I would just, type in whatever content I want, and I can either schedule it right away, or I can actually click schedule, where I can then decide what day and time that I want this to go out. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And one thing that I wanted to share with you guys is, you can hit, like Scott said, right, publish now, but you can also click this other button here, which Scott always does this little draw thing, right? So when you click add to queue, what it does is it actually it schedules it whenever your post is going to get the most engagement based on past results. So that is just a neat feature, that you're able to do. And it even says right here, it'll automatically schedule and publish due to a schedule, which will be tied to your previous results.
Yep. And again, you choose right here what platform you wanted to go to. So I just selected my LinkedIn profile. I can click here. I can add my Facebook business page. I can add my Facebook groups, up to 7 different platforms. Now, my favorite feature. Okay. So if everybody is clear on that so far, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. So remember, we've gone over doing your video, which you can pre-record and schedule video through BYOB Social as well, just to let you guys know that. There's just, you have to do it the way that we did it through Zoom, but you can do it, I believe, through phone if it's going to platforms that take that file size. But we have that in the FAQs. But we also have the long transcription, so you can do a longer form post. You can even do that through here. So if you want to do a longer post, not a newsletter on LinkedIn, you can. It just has to be under 3,000 characters, which is still a very long post.
Yeah, it actually has the character numbers over here. That's what that 2938 is.
That's how much I have left.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, then what I can do is I can pre-schedule this infograph, which goes off of. So this is called a micro piece of content. So this goes off of something that I did. Now, the big thing that we hear from people is, I don't know what I want to talk about. I don't know what it is that I want to post. I'm not really sure. Well, here's the cool thing. What you can do is you can actually click on where it says content, and you'll see something that says post ideas. So if you can see that, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure everyone can see that. Post ideas. Now, if you wanted to maybe, I don't know, just kind of brainstorm some things, the developers actually preload up to 100,000 different pieces of royalty-free content that you can use. So I can click on post ideas and say I want to do something about social media, right? What I can do is I can click where it says search by keyword up here at the top, and I can just do social media.
Why is it on all caps?
Because I had it on all caps. I'm yelling at it. So now what I can do is I can scroll down and it's going to show me different aspects of what I want to use. So these are all templates that I can use, and these are royalty free. So I could just click on it and just use it. So right here, so like say I was into like I was a wedding planner. So right here, this is the hottest proposal trends. So what I can do is I can actually either hit this to save for my ideas for later, or I can click use and schedule it right out. And you really don't run the risk of posting. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's the cool part of this, Lori, is you can actually take something like this and you can click use, right? And you can even change it, right? Like we showed you earlier, where you can change out the font, you can change out the color, you can adjust things to make it a little bit like your own. But these are all, like Scott said, completely royalty free. You can use them all day long.
Yep.
But I can probably guarantee it'd be really like random if you posted the same thing on the same day. But the other thing too is Scott used the search bar. But let me see if I can get out of this and go back in. But one thing that you can do is you can actually go in this little drop down and you can select your industry. Okay. So let's say you're in
Marketing.
Yes. It's so cute. All right. So marketing. So it'll give you, again, some different ideas, that you can use for marketing and marketing related. It'll even give you some different holidays. Sometimes it just takes like a little bit of, a few minutes to load, which actually that's showing me upcoming events. And the neat thing is too, in fact, we've used it with a lot of like different nonprofits that have joined us and stuff like that. If you ever want to post like a certain thing for each day, like for example, National Dog Day or whatever, under upcoming events, it has like every single one of those. All right. So this updated with marketing now. So you can literally go through these. And in fact, what I would do is that one that Scott was just showing, I kind of like this image a little bit better. You can click use. Again, go into edit and then make it your own. So Scott could actually do like, hey, top 3 tips on, whatever for LinkedIn, and then maybe delete a couple of those.
Yep.
Right?
And before we move on, I know that one of our friends and clients, Janice Thornton, is here. So Janice, if you can unmute yourself really, really quickly, I'm just going to stop my share. And you can say hi if you did unmute yourself.
I did unmute myself.
Oh, awesome. Let me see if I can pin you because I can't see you anywhere.
I got it.
So Janice actually has been a friend and client of mine for a number of years. We did some LinkedIn stuff together probably about 4 or 5 years ago. She's in our group mastermind now, but she's also a member of our BYOB social platform. And we were actually just having a quarterly strategy session with Janice the other day, just working on some of her business goals. But the topic of BYOB social came up and she's like, listen, I would love to give you guys a testimonial and share what it's done for me.
It's like, and
we're like,
yes,
yeah,
done.
So Janice, we're just going to turn it over to you and just kind of, introduce yourself, tell people what it is that you do, and how BYOB social has helped you with your business and obviously what kind of time it saved you.
Yeah, so I'm Janice Thornton. I'm an online personal trainer and I specialize in golf fitness. And one of the things having an online business, I noticed social media is very important. However, I am one of those people who have a strong love-hate relationship with social media. And so therefore, I have more up and down posting. There's times when I'm on it all the time, and then there would go weeks or months that I barely post. And last fall, I saw a post that Scott had made about getting on one of these webinars. I thought, I need to check it out because I was going to look at Hootsuite and just compare everything. And I was so grateful that I did because, first of all, nobody else does coaching calls with their platforms to help you make sure that you really understand how to use their program and to help give ideas and things like that. So that was a big seller to me. And it's the same price as Hootsuite. So I was like, okay, this is absolutely a no-brainer. And I will tell you this, how BYOB social really saved me for sure was my mom was in hospice starting in December. And I knew there was just a couple months left with her. And I decided I was going to make a schedule and post 5 days a week. And I got into the BYOB social. I made a 3-month calendar of what I wanted to do. Like Monday was my golf fitness exercise video. Tuesday was an inspirational quote. Wednesday was an article that I've written, a blog post or something that I've done that takes people to my website. Thursday was, sign up for my ebook. And then Friday was just a happy Friday post. But I use Canva, and I do love the fact that we can create images also here in BYOB Social. But I just went in and I created everything, made out my schedule, and got 3 months worth of stuff all done. And I guarantee you, in January and February, I was so busy not working on my business. However, I was able to really keep out there with social media, because we all know it's important that we stay out there. And I wouldn't have done I would have maybe in 2 months done 5 posts. And I'm not kidding on that one, but I was able to do 5 a week because of BYOB Social. And if any of you are sitting on the fence, just wondering if this is something you should do, oh my gosh, give it a try, because it does save your life. And for me, it just saves me so much time. All I have to do is just sit down and plan when I'm going to actually sit down and work on it. And I really found out, even to schedule out 3 months worth of content didn't take me that long. And I was nicely surprised by that, because once I made my plan of what each day was going to be, what Mondays were going to be, Tuesdays, I gathered that data of what blog post do I want to put in on Wednesdays? What picture do I want to put on Tuesdays? Type of thing. So I just created these massive files. So now I can easily go in and just go in and schedule, because I actually created 6 months worth of content, but I only scheduled 3 months. So soon I get to schedule that next 3 months, but I already have it planned, which is nice. So anywho, these guys are awesome. Just get on there, and their help is beyond anything. So it's awesome. Anywho, just wanted to share.
Thank you, Janice. You're the best. And we just appreciate you jumping on here and taking the time to, share that message with everyone. And it's such a prime example. Nancy has shared this before, but she is a cancer survivor. And she took some time off to recover and rest when she was recovering, and it was for a full month. She was laid up in bed, but obviously she got all her content scheduled out for that entire month. And business went on as usual while she was resting and recovering. And, to Janice's point, she was taking care of her mom and the things that needed to be done. And your business should never have to stop. And that's why tools like this are created to give you time back and to give certain things back where you can do those important things and spend it with those that you love. So Janice, thank you so much for that beautiful testimonial. We really appreciate you, and we're happy that you're loving the platform so much.
Well, thank you for having me. Everyone have a fantastic night.
Thank you, Janice.
Bye. All right, guys. So we're going to actually drop the link if you guys want to check it out. We only open the door a few times a year. Obviously, during this training, every time we do it, we're like, all right, we need to give people solutions, right? Next steps. So we want to set you up for success. If you already use a social media scheduling platform, awesome. To me, it is a non-negotiable for your business. Okay. If you want to be consistent, just like Janice said, even for me, right? It's the only way I really can stay consistent, because if I was having to post every single day and log in and post and log in and post, it would make me crazy. And honestly, it would not make me as effective, as scheduling it. So it's really important, again, to choose certain tools for your business that make sense. If you're looking into other things and it's a better fit, that's awesome. But one thing that I will tell you with BYB Social, and obviously Jana shared it a little bit, we do a monthly co-working call, right? So it's not just, the platform that you're getting. We also give you a whole training portal with templates, resources, this training that we go over with you guys, which is basically our process and system that you can plug into your business. You guys get access to that, right? Immediately when you sign up, you get your membership login and you're good to go. We didn't even dig in super deep, but in our actual portal, whenever you log into your BYOB Social, you can pull up reporting, analytics, you can actually see what your top posts are. You can put in specific custom dates and actually check out and see what's going on.
Repeat
You can
posts.
manage your inbox right now. So for Facebook, for Instagram, we're actually working on LinkedIn right now, but you actually can go right in and manage your social media right from BYOB Social. So there's so many different things that you can do. I mean, Scott only has his LinkedIn connected, but for mine, if you guys were to see mine, I literally have like Pinterest. I've got multiple groups. I've got so many things. One way that I also use it is if you happen to have groups, for example, and maybe you have a reoccurring post. So for one of our programs, we have a Motivation Monday that goes out every Monday. We have a post that goes out every Wednesday. That's a What Do You Need Wednesday. And then we have an FEF Friday, right? For sharing wins. Well, there's a choice on there. Whenever you actually go to schedule it, you can click repeat this post. And you can set it to repeat for every, once
Every
a week for the rest of, whatever. Again, I used to hire a VA to do that. And now, obviously, that has slimmed down that. My VA can now focus on other things, but it really helps to streamline that for you. So if you are not already using a social media scheduling platform, I cannot, recommend enough. And also, I mean, the whole reason why this even came about was because of my own frustration, right? I have my agency, which is BYB Agency, which, by the way, BYB stands for Build Your Online Brand. I was frustrated. I was using Hootsuite at one point. I was using Buffer. I was using all these different ones, and I was paying out the wazoo, and they weren't doing all the things that I needed them to do for clients. Right. So there were so many things that I needed to, take care of, and that I needed to, obviously do for my clients. And I also wanted a platform that I felt so, fully communicated. Like, for example, I had an experience with Hootsuite where I had actually scheduled out for a client an entire month worth of content. Something didn't connect right, or the platform was updating and I didn't even know. It didn't even notify me. So that looks really bad for me on a client standpoint. Hopefully they've fixed those things since then, but we send out notifications, and even we set out reminders to reconnect and disconnect your accounts because, we know social media platforms update. That section that Scott showed you, basically where it shared ideas, the post ideas. Again, our developers add new and different content from that. And again, you can use that as a starting point, or you can use it as your content. So you've got stuff that's pre-made right there. One thing that I always do like to share with you guys on this training is, and people ask a lot, how should I break apart my content? What should I do? So I do want to leave this with you as well. And Janice kind of mentioned her flow. Content can only be 5 things, right? It can only be, there's 5 categories. So it's either inspirational, educational, promotional, engaging, or entertaining, right? Those 5 things. And so the way that I actually break apart my content, because I mainly kind of focus on Facebook and Instagram, Scott's more obviously the LinkedIn, which we just showed you that tonight. So if you wanted to do your Monday post as an inspirational post, I call it Motivational Mondays, that could be a quote from your pillar content, right? So with Scott's 3 tips about LinkedIn, it could be a quote from that and just talking about, the cool stuff about LinkedIn. Tuesday could be a training, right? An educational, that could be your video. Wednesday, I call it Work It Wednesday. That's your business bucket, right? You're going to share something about your business. And again, it could be all connected to the theme of the week. Thursday is my engagement post. That's my question. That's my poll. That's the post that I put out there to really ask my audience and get some engagement. And then the 5th day is entertaining, right? That's that feel good Friday. That's I'm going to post something awesome from the week. I'm going to shout out my team. Maybe I'm excited about something coming up on the weekend. Maybe I'm even jumping in and posting that one live. I could jump on and do a quick live or something like that. So just giving you some examples of, again, how you could break apart that content, all using, just like Scott showed you today, using BYB Social.
So we're going to drop the link in again. So the doors are only open for a few days. We only open the doors twice a year. And what really, it's $49 a month. You can cancel at any time. You're not locked in at all. And to Janice's point, we meet once a month. We call it a co-working session where it's the 3rd Tuesday of every month. and we meet. It's an open call that anyone that's a member of the platform can hop on there, and people can ask their questions, and we kind of give you ideas of what you should post for the month, because it is a community. It's a family that we're looking to create. So it really, it's not just a subscription, it's a membership, it's a community, it's a family. And we created this because we wanted to free people of the time that they're spending on social media and give them time back to do the things that they really want to do, which is spend time with friends and family and work on their business, and not have to think about, oh my God, I forgot to put a post out there, or inconsistent with posting. We wanted to solve for that. And, really having the search engine and having the Canva-esque integration in there, but having us, like, you're not communicating with some bot. You're actually, you're getting help from us. This is our platform that we opened up to the public, and we're now opening it up to all of you. So again, it's $49 a month. Anyone that does sign up in the next few days, I'm going to drop the link again. We're having an onboarding call next Thursday at 7 p.m. And that's where we're going to show people, if they haven't connected their accounts, how they can do that, how they can take full advantage of it, and they can start posting right away. And the other great thing is that, again, the third Tuesday of every single month, you can then join our co-working sessions. And there's also a private Facebook group where we post other content ideas and everything. So for anyone that does want to join, again, you have the link right there. Now, to go over really quickly, if everybody's clear on that, just drop a Y or a yes. What time? Oh, it's the co-working calls are at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. They are recorded and streamed into a Facebook group. So if people can't be on there live, they can actually watch the co-working session in the Facebook group as well.
We might try daytime one too.
Yeah, we might try to do it around lunchtime. We're actually going to take a poll. We have about 100 or so people a part of BYB Social as it is. But the co-working sessions as they stand right now, a co-working session is basically where people jump on once a month with myself and Nancy, and we give you content ideas for the upcoming month, answer any questions that you have with where you are with your content suggestions. So it's a way that it's the third Tuesday of every month. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as it stands right now. We always send out email communication about it as well. So you can jump on there live or watch the stream in the Facebook group. And again, and yes, Sherry, you are. So again, it's just a wonderful platform. We would love to see all of you be a part of it. And again, to Nancy's point, no matter where you are in your business, whether you're new in business, you've been in business for years, whatever it is, having a posting platform, to quote Nancy, is a non-negotiable at this point.
Yeah, I actually found my book, and I meant to bring it down to show you guys, but it was this book I read actually earlier last year. And it was a book. I was doing a lot of research, for personal branding, and it was a whole section on budgeting and mapping out, your expenses for your business. And it had pre-filled like 4 things. And it was like, all right, you're paying for your website. It's like non-negotiables. It was like website, something, and a social media schedule. And I was like, yes, and I always joke about that to Scott. I was like, it is a non-negotiable. And of course, we don't care if you guys are using a different one and you're loving it. Use it, right? Yeah. The whole goal is to use what works for you and save that time, right? Be able to enjoy time. In fact, we actually like to do these workshops close to vacation time, holidays. I mean, this one we're actually doing a little bit earlier than we normally do, but we want to free up your time so that you can actually enjoy, or you can spend it doing other things in your business, right? How much time would that free up if you could even block out a day to do what we call batching out your content, right? Shooting 4 videos, breaking apart your content, getting it all pre-scheduled. How good would that feel?
Yep.
It feels great.
So again, as a reminder, the doors are open for a couple of days, and we would love to see you a part of it. The onboarding call for anyone that does sign up is next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be sending out email communication about that. And again, if you want to work smarter, not harder, that is what this platform is all about. So before we pop off tonight, we do have an accountability assignment and 4 homework winners to announce. And as a reminder, the homework assignment will be pinned to the top of the Facebook group, as it has always been. And tomorrow night, we have our bonus session, which is 60 minutes Q&A, but also a time where we can also show you how to use ChatGPT with other content creation ideas. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. And just to kind of chime in really quickly, if you don't have a posting platform, you're probably going to have to log on to each platform individually every single day to post your content. And to Janice's point, how would it feel to have all of your content pre-scheduled for the next 3 months ahead of time? I mean, that just takes a weight off of your shoulders. That's why these things were created, to help people to work smarter and not harder, and not have to spend so much time on social media, right? Because again, there's no award for spending as much time as possible on social media. The reward is not spending a lot of time on social media. So again, the homework assignment or accountability assignment for tonight, for tomorrow by 7:30, is do exactly what I did tonight. You are to create an additional piece of content from the video that you did. Now, if you're not a part of BYB Social and you want to use Canva to make a little infograph, or you want to do a post that kind of summarizes what you talked about in your video, that is completely fine. You can do a newsletter article, you can do a general post. So you just have to take that repurposed video, transcribe it through Otter, and have a long form post, or just a little basic infograph that you can create on Canva or on BYOB Social. So if everybody is clear on the accountability assignment to create a micro piece of content from what you did yesterday, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Awesome. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. Don't forget that. Now, to go over the winners for night number 2 that we're announcing tonight, the 2 homework winners, Cheryl Torres and Alex Colquitt, are the 2 homework winners. The 2 social media winners, Peg Duchesne and Terry Latimer. If your name was called, please send an email to nancy@byobagency.com, letting us know that your name was called on night number 3, so we can then send you your little gift at the end of the week. Again, there will be 4 more winners announced tomorrow. So again, you can post a screenshot of this training on any social media platform of your choice, or take part in the homework accountability assignment that will be pinned to the top of the Facebook group. And remember, BYOB Social is officially open. You click on that link, you can read all about it. And again, you can schedule and connect up to 7 different platforms. So you can connect your Instagram business, you can connect your Facebook business pages, your Facebook groups, Pinterest, Google My Business, LinkedIn, a LinkedIn company page. All those different things can be put out there to make your life easier. And Nancy's email, thank you, Peg. It's Nancy at no social platform can actually go to Facebook.
Yeah, so Facebook actually, my gosh, they're going through so many changes with Meta and everything now. So I do believe there are some that are working on posting on the personal, but it's when you switch it over to that professional account. But a lot of people actually schedule their posts out on their Facebook business page, and then you can share it right to your personal as well as a workaround.
So just remember, the doors are open for the next couple of days. We would love to see you guys a part of the BYB Social family. Again, we still have 60 minutes tomorrow night going over any of the questions that you have from the workshop. But also, Nancy's going to do a live demonstration of ChatGPT, which is going to be mind-blowing. You're going to be just so blown away by the power of this technology. So everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Congrats on those that did your videos. If you haven't, do it soon. And remember, do your repurposed piece of micro content for your accountability assignment. Love and gratitude.